Well, there's my plug that I dug. And this thing was ringing in the 90s. I don't know what it is. This is bigger than a quarter. It says 5 cents. It's got a picture of a lion. What is this thing? Hey everybody, how's it going? So, I am kid-free today, as both of my kids are now in school full-time, and I've caught up on some of my things that I needed to get done. So I am going to head out and do a little metal detecting, heading to a park that's in the middle of town here. Obviously has been haunted over the years, no doubt, but it's a fairly large park, and of course there's probably always still goodies left over. So we're gonna go and see if we can find some of those. So stay tuned. All right, so I am not at the park that I was originally going to. There's a place that I stopped at that's on the way that I've always wanted to metal detect, and it's here behind me. I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you the place that I'm at here and just kind of the grounds. But this is a really old part of town, and it's a place that I've always wanted to metal detect at. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you a view of what we got here. All right, so there's a golf course that's right over here, and this is a park, and this building over here, I don't know how long it's been here for, but this is a place that you can rent out for different things. But look at some of these trees here. This is a huge park, and I don't think you're going to be able to see it from back here. We'll go ahead and walk over this way. I want to show you some of these trees. Nice little park, a lot of weddings and stuff that take place here. Like, look at that tree up there. Right here and over here. Some big trees. So I wanted to give this a go. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I might only spend about 30 minutes here. All right, you'll have to forgive the noise. Somebody's mowing next door. But I just dug down into this hole here. It's underneath all these roots, and I got something. It's got a design on it. It looks like I clipped the corner there. I was trying to bust through those roots there, but it's some sort of a, well, I don't even know what it is, but it's definitely got a design on it. So I'm gonna clean that up, and we'll take a look at that together and see what that is. Haven't really found anything, no coins, just some trash and a lot of iron in the ground here. So anyway, we'll get that cleaned up and we'll see what that's all about. All right guys, I'm pretty sure I'm onto an old house site here. So I'm finding there's a ton of iron in the ground. I just found a piece of pottery. That's definitely from a bowl or a plate. But check this out down here. It's gonna be a little hard to see, but I've got there's definitely a glass jar or bottle with a design there. I can see the, I don't wanna go digging around in there too much. I don't know if it's broken. But anyway, there's definitely something in there, a real decorative jar. So I'm gonna work on getting that out of there. It's pretty deep, but I'm pretty certain this is an old house site here. So I'm gonna work on getting this out, and we're gonna see what this is. All right, so I finally got it out of there, and guys, this is pretty cool. It's a triangular bottle. Looks like there might be something else down the hole there. It's got a rust mark on it, but this thing is intact. I can't wait to clean this up and get it home. There's definitely something else down the hole, because I don't see any. Yeah, there's definitely something else down in here. I mean, so, but that is awesome. I can't wait to get that cleaned up. We are definitely on an old home site here. I've never seen a bottle like that before, so awesome. I'm gonna keep digging in this hole. I'm still at the same park. This is really the best find that I've had so far, so I'm gonna stick it out here and see what else we can pull out of the ground. And we have our next find. It's some sort of an iron ring. Not sure exactly what that was for. It's about 4 inches in diameter, and I've been finding a lot of nails, old chunks of iron and whatnot. So all right, on to the next find. All right guys, another deep hole here right by these trees, and I just found an axe head. Check this out. That's pretty cool. I've never found an axe head before. First one. Neato. We'll get that cleaned up. Here's another look at some of the area that I am detecting. Check this apple tree out right here. This is pretty cool. Wonder how old this thing is. Been swinging around in here. Again, just a lot of trash in the ground, a lot of iron, so it's kind of hard to pick stuff out. But anyway, I think we're gonna head out of here. We found a few things, but we're gonna call it a wrap for this place. All right, so I left that park and I went to go get lunch because I was hungry. It wasn't a park, actually. It was, well, it doesn't matter what it was. It was an old house site, that's what it was. I found some cool stuff. I still got to get those items home, cleaned up, and we'll do a little wrap up at the end of this video. But I went to a different park, not the original park that I was planning on going to today. This park that I'm at now, and I'll show you here in a minute, was a lot closer to where I stopped to grab some lunch. But this park here holds a special place in my heart. This park is where I found my first silver coin ever when I first started metal detecting, and I had been metal detecting for about a year up to that point with no silver coins. I had found a couple of rings, silver rings, but no silver coins. And I stopped at this park and I found my first mercury dime. Now, I've been here before with my kids while they were playing, and there was a gentleman here that was metal detecting, and he was an older gentleman, and he found a silver or a mercury dime as well. So it's an older park. I know it's been heavily hunted, just like most of the parks in this area, but you know, it just goes to show you that even newer people in the hobby like myself can still go to a park that's been heavily hunted and find silver. For example, this gentleman that I was talking about, he had locked onto a target and decided to move on from it. We hadn't had much rain lately at that point, and it was showing a depth about 7 or 8 inches, and he was an older gentleman, and he just said he wasn't interested in doing the work to get whatever it was out of the ground, so he had moved on and started hunting a different area of the park. Well, he eventually made his way back and investigated the target a little bit more, and then decided, hey, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and dig it. And it ended up being a mercury dime. So, you know, you get into a situation like that where either you get somebody that just doesn't want to put forth the effort to dig something out of the ground. Maybe the ground's too hard, maybe you're inexperienced, or maybe your machine isn't capable of discriminating as well as others. So, you know, even older parks that are heavily hunted, you know, they still have good stuff in the ground. So I found that mercury dime here. He found silver here. I found a bunch of wheat pennies at this park. So we're gonna go ahead and give this another try after I finish eating. But yeah, keep hitting those parks. Keep hitting the places where other people have detected, because, you know, you're not gonna find everything. I mean, eventually, I suppose at some point, everything would be found. But then again, maybe not. I don't know. I'm hungry, so I'm gonna eat now. And then I'm gonna show you around this park, and I'll even show you the exact spot where I found my first silver coin. All right, I'm gonna show you where I'm at now in this park. Oops, sorry about that. And show you where I found my first ever silver coin. So we got a new bridge going in over here. So quickly, before I show you that, I'm going to show you the park real quick. It's not a very huge park. There's an old playground there, new playground. There's the old outhouse back there, and it goes back just a little bit ways back in there, but here's an old tennis court. But anyway, by this big tree right here, in this back corner, it was literally about where this spot is at. Now, this was probably about 3 years ago, but you know, just the back corner of this little park. And and still finding silver. So, alrighty. I'm gonna get to swinging and see if we can find something else. I'd love to find some wheat pennies or something. Buffalo nickel. What a regular penny and a regular nickel. That'd be cool too. Alright, let's get to it. We're on our first find here, some sort of a iron spacer. Not sure exactly what that's for. Probably construction purposes. Anyway, pretty cool. Well, it's not silver, but it's our first coin of the day. And it looks like we've got ourselves a dime, clad dime. Let's see what year it is. How close are we? A 96. We got our next find, and it's a coin, and it was in there a good 5 or 6 inches. This one's got some green patina to it. It was ringing up in the high 70s, so this could be a weedy maybe. Well, I don't know. It's got a lot of corrosion on it. Actually, I think maybe it might be a weedy. We're almost there. I do not see the memorial on the back. Man, what is this? Give me a second here. Let me see if I can get some detail off of this and find out if this is a weedy or not, or if it's even a penny. All right, hold on. Finally got it. It is a wheat penny. It looks like a 1957. Just got a lot of dirt on it that needs to be cleaned up, but it is a weedy, so awesome. Very happy to find that. So in our next hole here, I just dug those 2 wheat pennies right here, and maybe 2.5 feet over we got another signal here ringing up about the same, and we have a coin right here. When I've come here before, let me see, this one wasn't as deep. That's just a memorial there. Let me see what the date on it is. Doesn't look very old. A 95. But there's this fence line that goes all the way around, and I found a ton of wheat pennies right up along this fence line, so I'm going to work this fence here pretty good and see if we can pull some more wheaties out. Who knows, maybe we'll pull something else out. And for our next find, I haven't found too many of these, but I found a few. We got a dog tag here. Looks like it's all worn off. Not going to get any information off of that, but that's pretty cool. Neat to find those. Being in a park here, I've been digging all these high 80s, low 90s tones and finding bottle caps. So I was surprised to find this. We got our first quarter of the day. Looks like a steak quarter here, nothing too old. But awesome, nice to find some variety. Well, this might be my last target of the day. As you can see here, I got my plug cut out there. We're next to this really big tree. This is a target that's showing up about 6 inches down, and it's ringing up low 80s, so this could be a silver dime. So just in case, I want to go ahead and show this, but I'm gonna have to, I don't have a tripod or anything, so anyway, let's see what it is. Hopefully it's something good. Let's see. That's ringing up good. That's ringing up real good. Well, all right, we'll bring you in. It's not silver. Let me get out of my own shadow here. But it is a coin. And we'll go over here. It's a wheat penny. Let's see what's the date on that. Come on. It's a 1937. Alrighty. It's got a nice green patina on it. This is like the worst reveal ever. Shadows. Camera won't focus. There we go, 1937. Now you believe me, right? It's a Wheatie. Nice patina. All right, there's the money shot. Literally the money shot. All right, that was a lot of work. Well, there's my plug that I dug. And this thing was ringing in the 90s. I don't know what it is. This is bigger than a quarter. I am not sure. Maybe a token or something? Let's see here. Whatever it is, it's a cool ass find. Wait a second, it says 1 cent on the bottom. What does it say on the bottom? It says 5 cents. It's got a picture of a lion. What is this thing? What did I just find? Definitely foreign. Well, I'm gonna have to take this home and clean it up. I don't know what it is, but I gotta run and go pick up my kids, but that is an awesome last find, whatever the heck it is. Sweet, can't wait to find out, get some research on this thing. Okay, this is the last dig, guys. All right, well, it's a couple days later after I hunted out those 2 different locations, and here I've kind of got laid out the finds. I've got them separated. I guess this here, these 3, let's see. Yeah, these 3 items here and a few of what's in the coins. All the coins are together from the 2 different locations. This was the second place that I hunted. This was the first place, which ended up being a home site. And of course, there's our trash over there. So I'll just go through the things that we found at that first place. I remember I was on my way to one specific park, ended up never making it there that day. I stopped at this place here first and started finding some cool stuff, so I ended up decided just to stay there. I was probably there for at least an hour and a half. But here were some of our finds. I found a giant washer here, an iron ring. I think at first I called this an axe head, but it's smaller. I think it's probably a hatchet. The head of a hatchet here, which is really cool. I've never found one of those before. Let's see here. And then here's that glass bottle. There was a piece of pottery in the same hole, and we found this really cool vintage glass bottle. No lid to it. I'm guessing that's probably either a salt or pepper shaker bottle. Really cool. It looks like there's a chip on the inside, I think, right there. But other than that, I mean, this thing's in really good condition. So that was pretty cool. And the only reason that I even found that was there in the same hole, there was a metal wire that was underneath of this. And so the metal, the wire is what is why I even began digging, which ended up, that wire was nothing, but this was in the same hole there. So that was a pretty cool find. And then we found this here. It looks like a piece of jewelry. I got this kind of cleaned up. Looks like maybe, I don't know, Egyptian kind of emblems there, perhaps. I don't think that's like a Native American type thing, but probably a piece of jewelry or something. I can't tell if looks like I may have hit the corner there possibly. It does show some new metal there, so I probably clipped the corner of that with my shovel, but that was a pretty cool find there. And then that piece of pottery, I think I already mentioned that. Some of these coins here, not very many of them, were a part of the place that I dug and found these here. Then I went to the second park here, the place that I took you to, where I found my first mercury dime about 3 or 4 years ago. Here's I don't know, a spacer, probably some type of heavy construction. Found a dog tag there. There was no lettering or anything on it. Looks like it was all wore off. And I'm using AT Max, and I picked up this little thing here. That was probably a good 4 or 5 inches. It's just a thumbtack, but I was able to lock onto that. So the AT Max seems to be a pretty good machine. I found some really small items like that in the past. Here's all the coins. Oh boy, let's see here. 19 memorial pennies. We did find 3 Wheaties. Found a 1937, 1945, and a 1957. And I don't think I showed the clip, but one of the holes that I found one of these pennies in, these Wheaties, I filled the hole back in, I filled my plug back in, and then I was still getting a signal, so I opened it back up and I actually found a second Wheatie. I don't think I showed that in this video though, but there was one of those plugs had 2 Wheaties in it. I found 2 clad dimes, 2 quarters, and the very last dig of the day. And it was the first little teaser clip that I put in this video, was for this coin right here. When I first pulled it out, I couldn't see any design or anything on it. You know, had dirt caked all over it, but I could tell that it was larger than a quarter, and this is what it ended up being. It is a Belgium 5 centime copper coin. Now, I didn't realize it until I got home and did some research on it, but this is a really old coin. The research that I did on it, the 5 centime version of this coin was minted between the years 1811 and 1860. Yeah, so pretty old coin. Now, you can't see it here, but I'll put some pictures up. There's a crown up here at the top. Let's see. And down here is where the date is, down at the bottom. Again, you can't see it here, but I'll put some close-ups on of it. I was able to get a partial date off of it. I know from my research that the first 2 digits are 1 and an 8. It's an 1800s coin. The third digit, I believe, almost 99% positive it's a 3. And so it's a 19, or I'm sorry, not a 19, an 1830 something. Even if it was an 1839, I can't make the last digit out at all. I can't see anything there. So even assuming that it was the last year of the 30s in 1839, that would still make this a 180-year-old coin at the very least. So that's pretty cool. As far as value goes, something in this condition, without knowing an exact date, I mean, it might be worth a couple of bucks. Some of these in good condition go for hundreds of dollars, but I don't really care so much about that, just as much as this is just a really cool find. A foreign coin, extremely old, found in a park in my town where I live. So just really neat. Oldest coin that I found to date. And again, found in the same park that I found my first silver coin ever. So this is a pretty cool special park for me, just with some of the finds that I've gotten. And that one there is certainly really cool. So happy to have found that. But I will just do a pan out here, again, of all the things that I found. Again, you're always going to dig a ton of trash. If you want to get this stuff, you got to dig that stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching the video. We'll see you guys in the next one.